Which I think this is the year that you have to say going into the season, you're a contender. You've got to have that solidified. And hopefully, again, somebody steps up.
I'll say this. I do agree. We are contenders. When you're a team that's had that good of a record this many years in a row for the last 2 years, you're definitely a contender. But me personally, I've moved the goalposts. Like I've dropped my level of expectation. And it was two things that I saw this in the playoffs to make that happen. Seeing Boston get bounced out of there again, that talented but still young, and Miami, seeing what they're doing with like just Jimmy Butler and dudes. You know what I mean? Like, and what I'm saying is, I still think we're a contending team, but I'm not at the point where I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like it's kind of hard how I feel because I'm like, if things shake right, a young team like us could break through and win, but it just feels so unlikely.
What are we missing?
Just time and experience, I think, man. If you just look throughout history, like young teams with young cores don't win championships.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So, because even like that Thunder team with Westbrook, KD, James Harden, they just looked like kids when they got against LeBron and them, who was just a little bit older than them, who kind of been through it a little bit more. So, I'm down for whatever. Like, I think it's gonna be a great season regardless. But because I had this championship formula lined out last year where I'm like, okay, you got a top 10 player in the league, Ja Morant. You got Defensive Player of the Year candidate, Jaren Jackson Jr. You got one of the better shooters in the league. That's a championship formula 10 times out of 10. And we look like kids in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So, and when I saw Boston, who's got 2 All-NBA guys on their team, look like kids in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So, and it happens. So, I just think it's kind of more of a to be determined.
And obviously, a lot has to do with Ja.
Yeah.
What Ja are we going to see?
Exactly.
Who's Ja going to be when he comes back? This team can contend, but they can't win a title without him.
No.
And he needs to be the leader and the guy that takes him there. I mean, that's what superstars do. So hopefully when Ja comes back, he dives into that role. I mean, the hope thing is weird because I mentioned this to someone the other day. You know, 2 years ago, when the Grizzlies were a 2 seed, even late in that season, I was always asked the question, are they a contender? Excuse me.
Right.
And I thought, well,
shit, I think they are.
It's tough to put them there because they're young, they've never done it before, but they're the number 2 team, so I guess they're a contender.
I've seen them beat everybody. You know
but if
you
asked me the question, is this team going to win a title in the next 5 years, I would have said yes.
Oh, yeah.
Belief, yes, 100%. Now, just 2 years later, you ask that question, is this team going to win a title in the next 5 years? I think it goes back to what I was talking about. I
hope they can. Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
So belief's gone to hope. Window hasn't closed, but belief, I think, has gone to hope. And this is a big year to kind of prove, I think, as a team and individual players that we're taking a big step. We're on our way to a championship.